Yes, correct. Okay. So this is like a case study. If you do this, if you do these points for like 7 days, then you're going to be perfect. You can shut your eyes and just go like a machine, like tuck, 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 okay, one by one. What you do need to know, which I have not discussed with you, is about skin condition. It is a very, very important point because depending on the skin condition, can we choose our product? So I can have two ladies of 50 years old, one who's got beautiful skin and one who's got aged skin or mature skin, and then my makeup and my limitation of products is very, very little. Okay, so skin condition is the present condition of the skin. You have three categories in it. You have good, you have average, and you have needs improvement. Most of us
Good average, huh?
needs improvement. So most of us, all of us actually, fit into the average category. That means we have our pigmentation and little flaws. Good means you're working with marble, flawless. And needs improvement means could be somebody who's got birthmarks or port wine marks or severe acne or post chickenpox marks, which are very deep. So that's needs improvement category. When you pick up a product has different coverages. Some products have natural coverage. That means I can pick up a product and apply it, and you'll see my skin through the product. Some products have a medium coverage, which some people need. And with that, if I put the product, you will see my skin, but you may not see my flaw so much. But you'll see my skin, but it'll cover the flaw. And then you have full coverage, which is a mask. So you don't see anything behind it. Okay? So the condition of your skin is directly proportionate to what coverage of product you need to choose for the person. Example, if I go to a person who has flawless skin and I pick up a thick, heavy cream and I apply that, she'll hate me for it, okay? Because she'll say, just let me put a tinted moisturizer and go. I don't even need a concealer, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. Similarly, if I have somebody who is in the needs improvement category, maybe they had an illness or an accident or a birthmark or whatever, for them, if I do something very natural, they'll not be happy because they'll be like, I paid you to change the way my skin is looking, but you didn't manage to do that. So they want full coverage. So the condition of your skin is directly proportionate to the coverage of the product. So most of us need medium to full coverage. Okay? A person who's got good skin condition needs natural coverage. A person who's got needs improvement or problematic skin condition needs full coverage. Okay? Alright? Clear? Okay. Coming to what we need to start with. So first I need to know, is she fair, is she medium, is she dark?
Medium.
So she is medium, okay? I think she's fair. If you look at the neck and the chest, don't look at the face. It's fair, it's not medium, okay? But it is a fair which is towards the medium size, alright? But more towards fair. So which is the color corrector you should use? For somebody who's fair
Yellow.
and has yellow, peach.
Beige.
Okay? No problem. So you want to pick up your color corrector.
That too, right?
That is orange and that is dark orange. And this is peach. Okay? Now, where do I put it? So you all need to look in the mirror because once the light hits the face, it bounces there. That's your image. So where do you see dark patches? Full forehead or
No.
area? Yeah. Okay. So you see areas. Now what you need to understand is a color corrector needs to be applied as a tint, not a base. So after applying it, I should only see a slight hint of it. It should not look orange. Okay? And another thing, there are two methods of applying this. One method is called spot application. This is in the spot where it is required. Okay. Now supposing I get somebody who's got pigmentation and acne all through the face. Okay. Of course, makeup is not going to hide the depth or the height of the pimple, but there will still be red-brown marks all through the face. Then I need to do the color corrector all through the face, and we call that veil. Veil, like a Christian bride, it's a veil. So you see the skin, but it's fully covered. Okay. So this is spot application. If I had to do a veil on her, then I would do the whole face with this color. Got it? Yes. So two things you have. You want to write down, then you want me to proceed?
That's spot correcting.
Yeah, spot application and veil. Okay, so veil is when you do the whole area. Spot application is when you do it only in a certain area. Got it? Everyone has understood this bit, yeah? So there are a couple of things that you need to look at before you actually plan to do this. You need to look at the skin color, you need to look at how dark the pigmentation is. If the pigmentation was much darker, her skin was much fairer, then I would have used an orange. Okay? I also need to understand skin condition, average, so medium to full coverage, like that. Okay, so you need to get a balance in this. Okay, one is this. Next I'm going to do is the eye area, which you can see, and for her also the inner corner. This is looking down particularly. And also sometimes you have people who wear glasses all the time, and three things can happen. Either you get a full band, or you get dents here,
Yes.
or you get lines here. Okay, so if somebody is wearing glasses which are not of a copolymer material, then you will sometimes see them even having pigmentation here, which has happened because something continuously sitting on the skin there. So you need to correct those areas also. Okay. So whenever you want to do any application of makeup, you want to understand you have two types of brushes. You have all the round and fluffy ones, whether they are small or large in size, and you have all which are flat. Okay? The round and fluffy ones are always meant for blending and minimal coverage. And the flat ones are meant when you want to pack in a lot of products and you want to do layer over layer over layer and build the coverage. Okay? So for her right now, I don't need such a high coverage, so that's the reason I'm with that. But supposing I had to work with somebody who needed a lot of coverage, then I would have taken a flat brush and I would have dabbed in more. Make sense? So these are applicators and these are blenders.
Blenders.
Okay. The next thing you want to understand is once you apply a color corrector, you never want to leave the border to show. So I have to make the border disappear. So when you look, you should not know where the peach has ended. Because if you leave a border, supposing say after 6 or 8 hours, makeup settles, you will start getting a full patch which comes out. Okay? So you don't want to leave any borders anywhere. You want to just blend them away. But in trying to blend the border, don't blend the center, because then the coverage is lost. Okay? You see that? Okay. Nose, not really. Mouth, yes.
Yes.
But you see how lightly I'm putting it because
Yes.
I don't want it to become too strong. I don't want it to look like it's orange or peach. So just apply it as a tint. Okay, then I want to go ahead and look at the side. Do you see that?
Yes.
So there's something which is coming from here like this.
Yes.
You see that pigmentation? Can you see it? Look in the mirror. Do you see how this is coming from the eye area and coming here and it's all looking darker? Can you see this? Yes? Can you see it too?
I'm trying to identify.
Okay, so then let me show you this side. Now can you see it on this side? Can you see this whole patch?
Yeah.
Joining the under eye?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, so this is my color corrector. What's my next step? Concealer. Okay, what should the concealer look like when I'm going to choose? It has to be skin color and it has to have little pink,
Pink.
in it. So skin color plus pink. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 or 4. Now, how do you decide? How did I pick these? Because these look the closest to her skin color. Okay, by just looking. Then you actually swap them with each other and check if you're going to get what you're looking for. So you apply one. You apply 2. And your third color now. Apply 3. Now, amongst these 3, I have to choose a color which is the closest to her skin with pink. So, which is that color? Yeah. Okay.
The first
It is the first one, which is so. This second one I will not take because it's too dark.
two.
The third one is too
Now
Too
imagine,
light.
yeah, now imagine there is already peach sitting here. So this color we have tried is on bare skin. But imagine putting this color on the peach, it's going to become even darker. Okay? So definitely this. So you need to understand 2 things. If I was to do a concealer without the color corrector, when somebody has very little pigmentation, we don't want to do color corrector. We want to just do concealer and foundation.
That's when you go for the second.
That is when you go. Yeah. So if I had to only do concealer, I would have picked up this one. Okay. But now since there is an underlying orangey peach tone to it, I know whatever I put there is going to go darker. I need to go one shade lighter. And even your foundation is always one shade lighter. Your makeup always oxidizes and settles, so it always looks more natural. But if you make it exact now, 2 hours later she'll look darker. Okay? So now I'm going to pick up, so this is too pink, too fair, too light. This is too dark, so that's the one. Okay? Now you can also use these wedge sponges, okay? So you need to always pick up the color that you want to blend or use. And I'm going to just do patting there. So I'm just patting in that same place, but I'm also moving it a little bit. So I'm not rubbing like that, okay? I'm just in that same spot. Close your eyes, okay. On your lips. Get it? Now what do I need to do? What's next? Foundation, absolutely. So I need to choose my foundation. Mukhtar, और brushes नहीं है हमारे पास? Do we have? Can I have them? And there is a fly in this piece.
So these sponges can be used dry. So these are not like those beauty blenders that we get.
Yeah, they are not like beauty blenders. Not at all like beauty blenders. As a matter of fact, these are just wedges. As a matter of fact, when you use your beauty blenders, you will always realize that you will be at a loss of coverage.
Yes.
So whenever you use a beauty blender, see the name blender. So it's going to thin it out. But for most people, when you have pigmentation, thinning it out doesn't work. You actually need to pack in. Especially if you're going to do makeup for someone who is in our kind of humidity and who is probably being exposed to so much of sweating in the daytime. It's a problem. So my foundation should never have pink, should never have red, should never have orange. Make sense? Concealer needs skin tone plus pink. Foundation needs no pink, no red, no orange. Yeah, it's yellow olive, yeah. Okay, so I'll pick up colors which I feel will work for her. And then we'll choose. So 4 or 5 maybe. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay. Which one should be her foundation? And remember, no pink, no orange, no red, and has to be one shade lighter.
One shade better than orange.
Yeah.
3.
This one? No, that's the skin color.
Yes, this one. It's 3.
If you say 3, you need to observe them very, very carefully, okay? There is a lot of grayness that comes in certain colors. Can you see the gray effect? Turn around. Can you see how it looks little grayish? So which should be her actual color? Show me.
5.
Very good. Yes, absolutely right. Got it? Understood how to choose? Yes? Okay. You want to apply try keeping the brush as flat as you can, then it's easy. If it's like this, it jabs the skin. Okay, you want to pick up the color on the sponge and you want to blend it. Clear? Making sense?
Yes.
Sure? Now you have another learning to do. Relax a little. How is this looking here? Nice, natural, or too ghosty? How is it looking? Ghosty. Very good. Yes, that's right. And you have to know this. So many people, they dress up people in their salons, their studios, their parlors, and they dress up people with these lights. But they make the person look exactly their skin color. But when the person goes out, is the person ever going to face this kind of strong direct light? Never. Not even in a photo shoot is it so close. Okay? So what looks one shade brighter or too light here looks perfect outside. So let's check that. Come. Because the light you have outside is always coming filtered to you. Okay, it's not direct light. And give her a hand mirror. Right, now can you see it? Understood? Sure? So, if looking at this inside, I made it exactly how skin color, then here should have looked much darker.